problem from their squad, they're gonna be back to being on top.
I would love to hear their comms. And that's really one of the main things they were missing, because if we can kind of get into those comms, we can probably hear, you know, why they are kind of lackluster at certain times. We know the squad has that much skill. And you know, hey, you know, shout out to, you know, all the to the Rise account out there, because they released a tweet the other day when their squad had their comms, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I wish all our orgs would do that and take winning moments that the fans see and big plays and give us those comms, because those clips right there, man, that's the content I want to see, and I think you guys in the chat want to see as well. But back to the content on your screen, it's a dominant start here for eUnited, but we did see that boom shot being rotated out for Solurs. We'll see if he can get a good shot with it. He just needs to take out one. If he takes out two, man, yeah, oh, he didn't take out nobody.
He got hopeful with the two right there. I thought he was at least going to get one, probably the player on the statue and Powerz, but he gets taken out finally. INZEM doing some damage along with Solar. So even though they did falter with that boom shot early on, they went ahead and got the hill at the right moment. They're not going to get the lead right back. They're going to put themselves within reach, though, while the rest of the team, you see them overextending towards the spawn. Getting Explosive down here is going to be huge. They can anchor themselves back there, but they have to survive. Number 2 goes down. Praized falls. It's up to Powerz yet again. He was one of the players that talked about getting 20k damage, but he gets shut down by INZEM. But it's not going to slow down. Back on respawn, Explosive. They know how important this positioning is towards the spawn. Unfortunately for eUnited, INZEM and the rest of Hive are going to win both sides of the map.
Great camera placement from INZEM in that last fight, defending off his left hand the way that he did, and he was centered for the next. Just little things, man. And he was fighting a battle from the downhill as well. But in this setup, it will be Hive able to get the spawn. They're gonna have green juice and a player pergola. Arcade, I like the defense from it, Jacob. eUnited trying to break from the bottom. They will get a player towards the inside. TJ being sneaky in a corner, able to find one. Explosive, Kenny, they both find kills. eUnited moves in for the heal. They're going to try to push back Demise, get them off that power position so they can start accumulating some points on the heal. But that requires eUnited to push towards the back of the spine. Demise takes one. Here comes Powerz. He cleans up one as well. And eUnited should be able to get a hold, but player 5. Yep, I don't know. He got the spawn.
Yeah, I don't know who it was on the side of Hive there, but it was Kenny on the side of eUnited. Jumping into that juice, creating such a big distraction. Because I know you mentioned that arcade setup. That Lancer over the top was neutralized because Kenny being a distraction. He got the elimination. You see some instance from the backside from Kenny as well, finding yet another one. Boom shot into the hands of Praized. So right now, when it comes to weapon positioning, they're kind of tied up 1-to-1 in terms of both of these weaponings. But Praized, let's see if he can use it just a little bit better than Solurs did. But you have to be very careful not to waste it here on only 18 seconds. Getting this elimination on Solurs is going to be very, very important to do it without the boom shot. So now when this next hill is going to pop blaze, everybody on rotation, Praized is going to have that boom shot to catch somebody off guard or solidify their positioning on the hill.
INZEM and Powerz are damage leaders for both of their respective teams. Praized did a good job holding on to that boom shot, rotating towards next. We'll see how he wants to use it to break out that back spine. Explosive, a solid L trigger. INZEM soaked it up and gave it back to him with the full counter right there over the ledge. Now it's going to be Hive with a fantastic setup. They're going to have cinema control, a player spread out through the spawn, and they got the gaps filled in towards the center. Praized still has that boom shot. He actually passed it on over to Kenny as he's trying to break through the center, just getting intel for his team, getting the marks. They're trying to figure out where every player is. But now Kenny has intel on 3. He knows he can make a play with the boom. Now comes up short, but still the splash damage in the pistol was enough, but he can't get back to his teammates in time. And this is going to be a fantastic hold here from Hive. It was a 3v2 as they were defending, and they were able to just continue to take their numbers seconds after.
See Kenny kind of dying in there at the last second. I would like to see him kind of stay back, solidify that positioning, but you see all 4 players kind of stacked up, ready to go. 30 seconds left on the hill. You see eUnited setting their focus towards the bottom half of the map. They're getting ready to get position over the next hill, and that's going to be the first pick on for Powerz. Getting that elimination onto Solurs. They already have the man advantage on that side of the map, and they're going to go ahead and solidify it, which gives Kenny the instant. That's 2-to-1 overall instant grabs for eUnited over Hive, with the boom shot coming up rather soon as well. This is going to be a very, very important fight for eUnited.
eUnited was stacked towards the mid, but with info and juice control, Hive will be able to get the drop. Sorry, we'll be able to get the boom shot. Great incendiary from Kenny. 3v3 on the map. And with the, I want to say, yeah, that which made that even more important is because he got the boom shot there towards the middle. Now he gets taken out. Hive, they're trying to collapse down here towards the bottom portion. They don't have bandstand control. With these kills coming through, it's only a matter of time before they have full control over this bottom portion. With 65 seconds left in this hill, eUnited got to quickly come off this respawn. Coming from hotel side, this smoke is going to try to get a player into a close range battle for a 1v1.
Yeah, Solurs realizes how important his position is anchored here on this side of the map, but he takes too much damage, gets stunned out. Xplosive and Powerz make short work of him. 3 players towards the bottom. Xplosive is just trying to buy some time, distract for that cross. They get TJ out, and they're continuing to use their numbers. Exactly as you see here, another 2v1 taken on Demise. Praized somehow gets down by Solurs, but the damage has already been done. They're pushing the players so far back. You could already see 20 points gained on the side of eUnited here.
eUnited, they're going to get the rest of this time in his hill as well. There's 26 seconds left. Hive knows that the fight has to start now. Any time later, they're in a bad spot. They're going to be rotating late for next. Now they will be able to contest that hill. eUnited will win majority of these fights with 14 seconds left. The lead will stay in Hive's favor. It's going to be a pergola rotation. INZEM has been here for a while, but he's quickly going to go to the respawn. He's going to be the last one that's going to be joining this next team fight. Hive, they need to wait for him, but eUnited, man, that last fight there, I don't know if they did a good job winning it, but I want to say I don't think Hive should have probably taken that one. It was a little bit too late, and you see the repercussions of it. They lost it. They lost the spawns, and now they're trying to fight for this lead back.
Yeah, and they did a good job on that last hill. I think they kind of outscored him around like 55-17, something like that on that last hill. So that's very, very good. And it comes down to that power weapon control. But this time, it's going to be Solurs. That's going to be the 3rd boom shot gained on the side of Hive. And he puts it to use, taking Xplosive out, stopping the point gain, and even turning it around for Hive. They get control of the hill. That's why this battle right here is so important for either one of these players. They get that spawn point towards the bottom half of the map, and they're able to kind of attack, swarm 2 lanes at once. You see Powerz just backing him down inch by inch. Demise, he gets down for a moment. That was the window of opportunity. Kenny's going to clean that one up. Backed up by Powerz. They get 2 in a row, and this is the big hill break that they absolutely needed to continue the momentum shift onto their side. They get these 2 more eliminations. 20 seconds left onto this hill, and they're going to go ahead and keep the lead on the side of eUnited.
Man, look at the damage dealt. Powerz and Xplosive at the top. They're toe-to-toe, only separated by 2. It's a race for them, and I'm pretty sure they know and they're competing in-game. But the leader was in 3rd position there for Hive, though, most of the lobby. That was INZEM. Okay. INZEM there, down low. Thank you for that one. Now, as we're getting ready for this next team fight at Hotel, it's a 4v4 fight. I love the spread from both these squads. The focus is on Demise. Powerz and Kenny, they want to make quick work of them, but instead the 2v2 push on the inside. INZEM was tucked in that corner with his right hand. The player is down. He's trying to stay alive, but not giving up too much positioning. The kills cleaned up. Advantage actually in favor of eUnited. They win the down low battles.
Yep. Oh my God. Praized is back, ladies and gentlemen. I told you guys, this snap board is going to show who's really doing that work. eUnited is just spreading it even. And before this hill even popped, they were on about an 87 to 42 point run on the side of eUnited, doubling up the score of Hive and keeping it once again in their favor. They're finding another elimination left and right. 2 more players taken out, and they're going to go ahead and get a massive lead even higher. Already 30 points scored off of this hill alone.
You know what? Out of all the times I've watched eUnited play control, I think anytime that they've started a map down and they've came back to take the lead, few times than not, they give that lead back up because they build up a lot of momentum as they're overtaking their opponent. And then from there, they just look like they're in their final form, okay? And they ride it out to the very last portions of the map, just taking favorable fights, being aggressive, and just showing dominance. But we'll see if they can show it here in this fight, because the boom shot's in hand for Demise, goes to the inside, it connects. 4v3 for Hive. Powerz backs it down, knowing that he has the help of his teammates, but he took a lot of damage. Another kill comes through. Xplosive with the rotation. He's taken out, and Hive shall break the setup, and they may get themselves another boom shot out the respawn. It's going to probably be a while, maybe another minute for that one. but still Hive with positioning on the map. 72 seconds on a boom. The incendiary grenades under 45. eUnited, they don't have the luxury to give up this time. They'll give up the lead, but they are playing for positioning in this moment, knowing that it's still a lot of time at least left in this map.
Yeah, United's doing a good job too, because the boom shot control has went over to Hive, but they're almost tripled up the score line, barring this last hill that we just received. So this is a much needed hill. Hive has just been living off of fumes, living off of that great initial start. 30 seconds left off of this hill. You see multiple kills going their way. Praized gets yet another double kill. 29 seconds left, and eUnited, even though on this hill alone, Hive was able to get a good amount of time scored up for them, they're doing a good job of keeping it relatively even. So before this hill, they were up 3 times the amount of points. They're doing everything right overall, playing the long game, even though, like I said, the control for boom shot went over to Hive. They're just making sure they play each and every fight as slow as possible, but as fast as possible at the same time.
And eUnited knows how to work a lead, even if it's only just a few points. It's 30, and in the late game, that's a lot of cushion here. As you see the comfortability, they're taking these fights towards the back spine. They're going to start moving up. Kenny knew it may be a player in that corner, but INZEM a step too quick. Putting damage on Xplosive. Nice back A. Winnable. Stays tucked, cleans up the kill. Says he can help his teammate with Powerz, but he knows El Capitan is coming in for the push. INZEM, the defense is there. He stays alive. The support fire comes through, and he holds the juice. Just juicing eUnited for all the points on the feed. He's not leading the lobby, but man, he's leading the charge for his team. Hive, they got the lead again.
Yeah, this is a very important decision. I talked about it in that early series. Power weapon boom is up. 30 seconds on the hill. Hive is collecting time, but at the same time, keeping eUnited off of the hill. And that's going to be a big fight by Praized. It opens up the center of the map as well. Kenny looking like he's getting flanked. eUnited going for the boom shot. Kenny turns. He burns, taking out TJ. They have just a 10-second lead on the side of Hive with 25 seconds left on this hill. Big elimination from El Capitan. That's going to be number 2 as Solurs gets taken out. eUnited with this time will reclaim the lead, and with the scoreline between both of these teams, this next hill will make the game winnable for both of them at the start.
15 seconds to scrap on the last. eUnited, they're gonna walk away with a lead, even if it's about a point. They're gonna walk away with that lead. Enough for rotation. Hive, they go wide right with the right hand advantage. They take the spawn, they get the kills. Powerz depth is staggered. eUnited, they're gonna have to wait for them. It's plenty of time on the clock.
36.
But I say they have around 260. Hive gets 260 on that scoreboard. eUnited needs to go in. Whenever that happens, if eUnited isn't already set up, I think that's just the amount of time that they can give up. But both squads are ready. The hill is in play and contested. Beautiful shots. Yeah,
the 84 to 36 run Hive is on right now to get momentum on their side. Even though they only trail by 1, it just seeming like they're doing everything right. They find that first down, and Kenny and Praized, both of those players taken out. INZEM's going to be the only one that's full. Powerz the last one left. He gets taken out. 60 possible seconds left on this hill plays, and that could be a victory on the side of Hive.
Hey, man, I can do that math. That's a dub. That's a dub if Hive can hold, though, and it won't be easy. eUnited quick off the respawn. They're covering every single lane. They got the lone rotation coming in down low, which is vital for making the perfect play in the moment. They have the focus towards the top. They dodge one nade. They lose Kenny, and now they don't have much time to wait for him. Can they break through on the inside? Is it going to be Xplosive who makes the play? Do they have time to wait for Kenny? And INZEM, he went for the risky play to go wide towards Cinema to get towards his opponent's side of the map to get behind him. But instead, eUnited quickly identifies that they got numbers momentarily. They can get in. But it's Hive on the flank. They got the players coming in from the spawn. Demise waits for the perfect time to come in with the sting. But it's going to another hill.
INZEM has boom. INZEM has boom, the possible final nail in the coffin for Hive. And look at the thin hallways, the pathways they have to go through to close this one out. That's a great smoke. No marks going out just yet. He spotted one player out. 2 marks actually going through. First one's going to land onto Praized. He knows Kenny's there. 2 players going down. This is the moment that Hive need. They set their eyes on El Capitan. If this elimination comes through, it's looking like it's over. Powerz goes down as well. 4 players were eliminated. Nobody close enough to get the touch on the hill. And that's going to be a map #1 victory for Hive.
Woo! Hive said, Blaze, when they come back, they rarely give up the lead. Oh, man, Hold the fuel, hold the bull. We coming back. They got it done, man. Okay, sweet as honey right there. Hive, they strike first in map number 1. INZEM, 18k damage. Solurs right behind. Oh, about 100 away, just under. With 17, he leads the feed. Impressive stat lines across the board, but a team effort indeed there. A Hive to be able to overcome eUnited in that map number 1. And we talked about it as we kicked off the series, Jacob, that they needed that one because the way that the series was stacked up, you got eUnited's most played maps coming up, okay? Their favorite maps of Execution and Escalation being Checkout and Vasgar next in the series. And then Speyer, when we got a chance to watch them play Speyer, our newest map added to the rotation, they look like the best team in the game. So it was crucial for Hive to come away with this one. But man, what did they do right here? And do you think that's going to carry on over towards Execution?
It's going to be very hard to carry it on over to Execution. And one of the things I think they did right is they had that early start. And this is one of the things throughout the history of playing an explosive-led team is starting off early, because that clutch factor, that playmaking ability will always be there. We've seen it time and time again. I don't know which hills were scored on what, but I know at one point it was 107 to 66 in favor of Hive. When that point on, they went on a 142 run to 53 on the side of eUnited to get back into the game to keep this one close. But those last 3 hills, thanks to 2 different boom shot pickups, were dominated by Hive. I think at one point it was 83 to 36 ending that round for Hive to really take control when it mattered most. And you got to give it up to them. Going against a team like eUnited that's looking for revenge after falling 3-0, it's no easy feat to come back that late in the game.
Yeah, it's no easy feat indeed. And that's going to be eUnited's 4th straight map loss after starting off the Pro League. Perfect. We'll see if they can regain as we head here into Checkout Execution. But man, this is going to be a tough pill for them to swallow, because they look good here towards later portions. Just Hive, man, that early lead they built up, they wanted them more. And INZEM made some big plays. Like, I think individually demoralized the entire team of eUnited at certain points in this matchup to give his team the lead in positioning in key moments in this match.
That top left hill, I don't know
ATM.
what the problem is called, the ATM.
Yep.
United scored 1 point. I could be correct. I could be wrong. I probably looked at the VOD wrong, but eUnited looks like they scored 1 point to, I believe, 44 on the side of Hive for that the second to last hill, to where they only needed 13 at the very end. They gave up that boom shot control. eUnited just invested everything in the end, like I said, and I think those 2 boom shots at the very end, one of them in the hands of INZEM for sure, just really costed them everything. And overall, just the power weapon control coming out from eUnited is just not there. It's very, very poorly executed. And on maps like Control, you have to be very, very cognizant of the weapons.
Yeah, you really do. Okay. And that's not like eUnited. And I just feel like their opponent was just on top. They were on top of their game just as much as them when it came down to timing those weapons. And there were key moments in this matchup where these players have to make a decision: power weapon or positioning. Okay, which one do we need to go for in this moment? What's the score looking like? You know, what play can they possibly even make based off where they are on the map? So a lot of difficult decisions, and it was close, man. It was a 50-point victory there for Hive to get to that 300-point marker. But now let's head on over towards Checkout Execution, because we really need to hone in on this map, because eUnited was the best team on this one until they lost it here towards Fire Nice yesterday. And F&I may have, gave over some tips to every other team in the league on how to take down eUnited on this map. But the way Checkout's play, it's ran in a 3-1, 3 players going over towards that Checkout side of the map, 1 player fighting the 1v1 at nades. Who are you looking for on the side of Hive to come out and continue that momentum from this last map to possibly get a 2-map lead here over eUnited?
I'm going to be looking at TJ, honestly. Not only is he kind of the captain of the squad, but he's the guy that plays towards that plat side. And we know the person that plays towards the plat side makes the decision. Do you go in towards mid lane? Do you fight towards plat? Are you going for some Lancer crosses? And time again on Checkout, I see Hive, I see TJ. They kind of play a little bit one-dimensional, putting a lot of focus on actually getting in towards the plat, getting those instant grenades, and their utilization of it just hasn't been there to kind of back up the amount of times they've been actually able to get it. So I want to see them kind of spread out just a little bit more. more. Don't go one-dimensional in towards those incidents, but it can be a main focus for your squad. I'm not saying give up on it, but for TJ leading the charge, he's going to have to keep the rest of eUnited guessing.
Yeah, and you know what? I agree with everything you said. You got to keep them guessing. And, you know, you can really play heavily for those incendiary grenades and it could be super successful for you. But if you're playing that secondary position, you got to have to be able to threaten the outside lanes as well and possibly go wide and go for that snipe pickup. Sometimes you need to fake it in the inside and just run straight through towards your opponent's side of the map. That's just a very flexible positioning. And when you have a very versatile player like TJ, who has great movement, who can play in those close quarter combat fights better than probably anybody. Okay. And I know it because I watched him win Astral battles multiple times and the best close quarter competition that we have out there for Gears Esports. And TJ works those fights very, very well. But as you said, you got to keep your opponent guessing. Yeah. Checkout isn't a map in which you can have so many clever different type of strategies of, you know, we're going to run a, you know, a 2-1-1 this round and you do this and that. And we run a 3-1 and we send 3 people to electronics one round. You do that, you ask them for an L. Okay. This ain't Gears of War 3, folks. Okay. Just can't run 3 to electronics and expect to win. But when you don't have the freedom to, you know, be able to freely send your numbers to all these portions of the map, well, how do you find that versatility? Sometimes it just comes in one player's position and him keeping your opponent guessing. And, you know, maybe that guy is the one that, you know, needs a smoke or, you know, you get a consistent smoke for him. He can honestly go anywhere and you run your map from him. You run it from that standpoint.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things too is, like you said, with that smoke, you throw it in towards their side middle, you keep them guessing, but you got to know that they're going to have some sort of answer back, a flash, a smoke going out wide. You got to make sure you keep themselves guessing. And I talked about TJ, it's just mainly that positioning on towards the plat side, that wing. You can easily, and we've seen it a few Pro League matches already, hit towards that wing when everything is kind of smoked off and try to influence that 1v1 fight out towards the wide, try to get some early damage, try to get some early downs. But overall, I kind of agree with it. It's very, very hard to switch up your strategy overall. Yeah, you could change up your focus from sniper, the mid lane, or the instant grenades, but you know it's going to be a big fight going down towards that checkout. And towards the late end of the games, it kind of starts off as a 3-1, but towards the late end of the game, that's when teams begin to teeter, send that 4th player over. So it's very, very important. Yes, that 1v1 player that's going there, the route that he's taking, he has to be aware that he matches his opponent, gets the mark off, counts the numbers. Even if he's not counting the numbers going to his side of the map, you can count the numbers going on the opponent's side of the map, so on and so forth, because information is vital on a map like this where things are just so quick to happen.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, how quickly you can get that information and give it to your teammates is also a skill of its own, because these rounds can go by in a blink of an eye. Chat, you guys know this as well. Checkout is quick. It's a very fast-paced map. And you know, both these squads, man, I think we've come to a conclusion, well, in agreement, that the players to watch out for, especially towards these mid lanes, is we're looking at Powerz and we're looking at TJ, both powerful forces, very quick, very evasive, and very dominant in their positions. And I'm looking for them to set the tones, and I'll be paying close attention to their first bloods.
Yep, like I said, and this is a map to where, like you said, 3-1 overall record for eUnited on checkout. And it's like I said, this is a map to where if INZEM and the rest of Hive lost map number 1, I'd be thinking they could bounce back. They just need to figure out a way to kind of utilize the brute force, the teamwork to get through. Now I'm looking for eUnited to show what they've done to get here, how dominant they are. And I think that lies in the strategy, the depth in their strategy. They're not afraid to attack the mid lane. They're not afraid to go towards the incense, and they're not afraid to play out wide, get those Lancer angles, because they have some of the smartest players. They have a lot of strategic based players, but like you said, they're not afraid to get in your face. They have one of the best slayers on their team as well. It's about finding that balancing act between everybody on the squad to kind of pull it together here to take the tie. Take map number 2 and tie it up 1 apiece.
All right, folks, we're headed here into map number 2. eUnited versus Hive. eUnited needs to win this if they want to get this series tied up 1-1, but beautiful work there from TJ and INZEM to get that focus there towards the middle. The revive does not come in. Multiple kills come through for Hive, and they will be able to clean up the round. Good job to them. And when it comes down towards our inner lane matchup at the secondaries, you will see INZEM and Powerz fighting in that battle. And right behind them, they got the support there of TJ and Xplosive there to be able to come in and really help them as needed. So We'll pay close attention there towards that battle. But yeah, first round goes towards Hive.
Yep, you can already see it. He told you they like to play aggressive towards the plat side, sometimes getting inside. This time they change up their focus, attacking towards the mid lane. Smoke all the way on their side, so anybody has to push through just to claim any portion. 2 smokes even going out, keeping the players of eUnited guessing. You see Kenny shooting through the smoke.
I like that.
A spot coming out. Solurs goes down early, though. They attack wide. That is the opening that they needed, and both Kenny and Powerz capitalize, leaving it into a 4v1 scenario. Demise all by his lonesome here. He's quickly taken out. eUnited answer back in 30 seconds.
Lat. And I love the smokes from both of the squads there in that round to really give themselves an extra second to breathe and assess, where do we want to make this push? Do we want to go towards the inside and we want to go, or do we want to go out there towards the wide? eUnited, they struck first. They had a nice little right hand too, as well, as they were pushing towards that outer lane, and they were just able to get the kills that they needed to close it out. Good job so far. First blood to Powerz. Does he get a second? Nope. That goes on over towards TJ. This is a 4v3 in favor for Hive. INZEM manages to take out Kenny. The blind fires over to cover. Both connect. And now Praized trying to run over here. He gets headshotted by Solurs. And Hive will take round number 3.
Back and forth, back and forth. And kind of wonder right there. I feel like Kenny either got like flashed at the wrong moment, maybe missed a little bit too far to the left or the right. That would have been a good opportunity, but you got to give it up to TJ again, making the game-saving play, keeping INZEM alive, and then hopping over that back cover, knowing he's the one who took the damage. His teammates are fresh. The bait and switch coming out perfect.
Heading here into round number 4. TJ is going to get his own smoke off, right in a perfect position to block off that cross in the inside. TJ, incendiary grenades picked up, going to inside. Beautiful way to zone to be able to get the revive on his teammate. The favor is returned. Kenny has to leave. Xplosive tucked in a corner. He's going to be lit ablaze there. And now a 4v2 for Hive once again. They lock in a round. 3-1 lead so far for them. But what does the eUnited need to do to stop this before it gets out of control?
Honestly, they need to just get aggressive. They need to get in your face and figure out a way to attack. They're getting that first down, but then they're just tunnel visioning, trying to pick up the elimination. But the well-placed smokes by Hive are kind of hiding their positioning to perfection, so they're able to capitalize on the side of TJ. So I need to see some brute force. Get the smokes on their side of mid lane, very, very similar to what they're doing to you.
The flash is out. The pickup on the incendiary grenades are there. The inside blocked off. The focus needs to go towards the inside, but first blood goes in favor of Solurs, and he gets a second. 2v2 on the map. TJ, he's trying to get out wide. Shotty out. It's a good first shot. Demise on the inside, a little bit too close. They may let eUnited reach in. They got to keep the pressure on them. And they're going to do just that. They're going to win the round. Good job there to Hive. But even more impressive plays on the inside there from Solurs. I was watching it unfold as if I was watching like a fan. Hell, I was so many great plays there. But man, they gotta be able to pick up those kills a little bit sooner with those incendiary grenades, if you ask me, Jacob.
Yeah, I don't know who it was out wide. I think it was Demise. I don't know who it was, just not letting Kenny breathe. As soon as they had
Demise,
him breathe,
yes.
they let him regen some of his health, yes, but they did not let their damage go to waste. And that's some of the things that you always talked about. Damage is currency. They went ahead and bought themselves the round.
Now that's important from that back pillar position, from that back lane position to stay Lantern, because you don't know how much damage your teammates are putting towards the inside lanes. And Demise moves up, put out a little bit more with that shot. He gets taken out. eUnited will take the round. They will not allow their opponent to get to map point just yet.
4-2 though, you got to think the upper hand is heavily in the favor of Hive. So they have the option here, kind of don't fix what isn't broken on the side of eUnited. They either can do the same strat. Hopefully Hive doesn't expect it, switch it up. We always talk about something, the minute differences. And one of the biggest differences for eUnited in that round is getting that smoke grenade deep onto the Hive side. Very, very similar to we saw that was the success coming out from them. But INZEM takes control. Flash to go ahead and get Powerz in towards the plat, but he goes down early. The smokes there are clouding. Nobody from eUnited able to back him up, and they have nowhere to go but forward. Praized goes down towards the back line and shot onto Xplosive. Kenny's by himself. He finds one, but that's where it ends, as Hive will go 5-2.
Hive, man, they have found a winning strategy here against eUnited. And you know, even though the 3-1 is being played by both squads, the individual battles here of Solurs has been they've been kind of overloading with Solurs over here these last few rounds, but Demise aggression towards the back lane. INZEM has been playing these inside lanes very well. And then also TJ has been taking ownership of the platform, which is something that's super important. eUnited recognized, so sorry, not eUnited, but you're actually going to have here Hive recognize that they're going to get these nades for free. Demise is going to have 2 free tosses. They don't get out deep enough. eUnited stays to the furthest back portions of the map to clean up their kills. But now they have successfully dodged all the nades on the map. And with a sniper in hand and multiple advantages, they'll be able to lock in round 8.
Yeah, when what went wrong there on the side of Hive, Demise had free grenades, which means he knew 4 people were going over there. 2 players towards the back. I know Solurs was going to be one of them, possibly INZEM as well. They just need to get out alive. Give it up. You get instants as well. 4 grenades. You have them trapped towards the checkout. That is just a blunder right there on the side of Hive, just not being able to stay alive. But eUnited,
that's when
quick
you
and
have to push through the inside. If you see that many stacked on the outside, try to keep them back there. If you know you're getting a free nades, get towards your spawn side. Hard play, difficult to assess in a moment sometimes, but we got the best Gears of War players in the world in this lobby. Explosive with the incendiary grenades, gets one. Surprised he didn't take himself out with that close range connection. A down comes in. eUnited fighting back to get this one tied up. 2-man advantage, quick revive. INZEM, and now soon to be Demise here. Well, Solurs in the back lane goes down as well. eUnited cutting this deficit.
Little by little, just chopping down the cherry tree to try to come back here. And this is one of those situations where you need to come back. A close map number 1. Map number 2 is very, very similar, very, very close. You don't want to go down 3-0 in the same fashion as yesterday to F&I. These are the matches where it's this close to where you really beat yourself up at, because it's just right there, right in your grasp when you let it slip through.
Hive, they know that they just been 1 round away from taking this map and really setting the tone for this series and putting eUnited's backs against the wall. An important round, but Powerz fights his way through. It's tied up 3-3. In the inside, Praized finds another kill with a duck and a dodge. He gets back to his teammates. 2 nades in hand. 1 doesn't connect. 2 will not either. With a glimpse of hope for a second, I think we all saw it. In the end, we're going to the round 11. Jacob, who's taking it?
I don't know, but if he would have got a double kill with the frags, then gets the collateral, if he gets down, he wins that round.
Making it a 1v1.
Right? If he wins that round, that would have been insane. Round 11, though, this is where they have to switch something up. eUnited has been switching up, making little differences here and there, time and time again, sending 4 players over, just exactly like I said, towards the late end of checkout. That's when it becomes an all-out war between all 8 players left. You see some flashes in towards the middle. INZEM has the upper hand. Early damage, first down onto Powerz. First blood coming through as well. They're trying to even it up, but only downs being picked up. Praized and Xplosive are getting taken out. Praized is being cleaned up. It's all up to Kenny. Round number 11, he gets the revive, but that's where it ends. Xplosive goes down. Hive 6-5. Take map number 2.
Looked like a team ace in that last round. Hive as a unit, they muscle their way through the back lines, and they managed to get the angles that they need, put out the damage, get the snipe, win the team fight, and take a commanding lead in this series 2-0. INZEM, once again, your damage leader, 9,606 to the name, folks. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're heading into Vasgar Escalation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gears of War Pro League. Split 3, Phase 2, day number 9. I'm Blaze, joined with PR, and we just watched a crazy round 11 between Hive versus eUnited. You had 6 first bloods for Hive and 5 for eUnited. Who would have thought TJ had the most with 3? But I think the most influential first blood had to have came in that last round, Jacob, because we watched it from Powerz POV. But INZEM took the game over in his own hands. He saw Powerz trying to make a play with his flash, and he says, you don't got enough time for that. He stepped up into the lane and was able to get a crucial down, which set the pace for that last round.
And that just goes to show, like I said, Checkout's just one of those aggressive maps, 6-5, round number 11. I think it's back-to-back I might be mistaken. I think that Fire and Ice checkout went to around number 11 as well. So a lot of these checkout maps are just coming down to the wire. There's very few switch ups you can make to overall strategy because you still need to send 3 people there. You still need to send 4 players over, but it's just the constant switch ups that came out from Hive that I think was the test. You saw INZEM go in, be the first strike. Even when he got down, TJ was there to back him up. You see TJ hopping into the plat a few of those rounds. Just Hive just honestly was the ones making those first plays time and time again.
Yeah, they truly were, man. And then, you know, they were able to capitalize with them towards the end. eUnited had a great little comeback there, but to be able to force that round 11 just didn't have enough wiggle room. And that's what happens when you go down. I think it was 5-1, 4-1 early on there. So just put themselves in a bad spot. But now we head on over here towards Vasgar Escalation. And, you know, I was saying that I think Hive had their best chance against eUnited on training grounds, but I think eUnited knew that as well. And when it came down to the pick and ban process, Hive said, you know what, Harbor can go. eUnited says, get TG out of here. Next thing you know, we're here with Vasgar. And so now with Vasgar Escalation being on the board, it's both these teams' better escalation map. But eUnited, Hive, who's going to come away with the victory? eUnited needs to come out here and really just be dominant these first few rounds, PR, because Hive has been controlling this series and they've been just tossing eUnited around.
Yeah, I'm going to need to see a big game out of eUnited here, both on individual and a team level aspect. They were kind of just coming up just steps short, literally from yesterday to today. They're literally just one step behind their opponent. And right now, Hive is just making it look easy here against these squads. And I don't mean easy in the sense of the score line, but easy in the sense of being able to kind of upset. They have their game plan and talk about the possibility, the chance, the probability that Hive can perform here today. It has always been there. It's about which version of this team is showing up, and I think that championship caliber Hive has shown up today so far.
And let's not get it twisted. eUnited score series yesterday was a close one. So far today, they lost the first control map by 50 points. They lost the execution map by 1 round. It's just as close, and they're in all these series, but their opponents just, as you said, is just a step ahead, just wanted a little bit more, just fighting their way to victory. eUnited is going to have to find a way to evolve, get to a new level, surpass their old form, figure something out here, because their back's against the wall and they're about to lose another series 3-0 after having a perfect record in the league. Hey, no one wants to lose 6 straight maps. And in this round, Hive, they come back in it. They have the home hill locked in. They're going to win the battle at B. They're going to strike first on the bad side here.
Keeping that momentum going from that round number 11 victory. I talked about the second to last hill on Control District, them scoring 1 point there to kind of end that game against Hive. So they're doing everything right. They're starting off hot. They're keeping the momentum on their side and staying 1 step ahead. On the side of eUnited, when it comes to this escalation, I think the biggest thing they're going to have to utilize are the round-based type things that go down, taking these breaks, figuring out your strategy, changing things up, or possibly putting a big weapon down if needed.
Solurs and TJ in that first round, boy, 3,000 damage apiece. Their teammates didn't even break a K. Now, as we had here, Praized, he's going to go down right away with from a focus fire here from Hive to be able to get that first down. And they really put a wrench in eUnited's plans on that initial. So now eUnited trying to make up for it, not get caught out here, but Kenny can't make it up the stairs fast enough to a safe position. Powerz left by himself. eUnited needs to regroup coming off the respawn, but I don't know how far Powerz is going to be able to get away from this fight. He missed his window of opportunity, but he will give his team crucial information. And I think eUnited is going to play on B off of that.
Yeah, they have to right now. Praized took a lot of damage trying to go. Xplosive is going to go ahead and try to move up as well. Powerz, like you said, he gets cleaned up. Praized gets taken out as well. No trades coming through just yet. Finally, Kenny is going to show some life on the side of eUnited. But yes, you said it right. Triple cap domination sounding off. 1 player goes down. Kenny's going to go down trying to get the break, and he doesn't even get the break. He gets taken out. Ooh. It's up to Powerz. Powerz doesn't get the break either. He falls, and Hive is up 2-0.
I love how Demise walked up to the shot for the win. He says, I'm gonna hit this. And as soon as his opponent missed this shot, he says, oh, bro, I got the perfect gap just to get 1 or 2 extra steps in to make sure it's a chunk. And he hit it, man. He hit the one that he needed to. Good job to him. That's a 2-0 victory for Hive here in map number 3. eUnited, man. They the ones that needed to have the 2 rounds in which Hive just had, but instead their backs are just going further and further against this wall. But as all the rest of their maps have been close, I think this one will be as well. But they don't have much time. It's a lot of time left in this map, but I think these next 2 rounds, man, they need to get one of them in the first half.
At least, like, show some life of fighting back, or at least in these moments. You just can't lose in the fashion that they're losing, especially that last round. Everybody just kind of getting taken out, just one shot after one shot. Yeah, it was kind of a hard situation to be in. Backs up against the wall, similar to here. Praized being pushed back little by little. He goes down first. He's surviving some way, shape, or form. INZEM gets first blood, though. That's going to be a double kill. Solurs with the cross over the top to help TJ out, and he's going to stay alive, getting yet another elimination. Kenny's going to fall. 3 players dead on the side of eUnited. Powerz is certainly going to feel that pressure in a moment, but as I say that, it looks like Hive, they're going to be content with 2. They're going to set up to try to block out one of these hills and deny that retake attempt that eUnited must come through.
Now in this moment, Hive is just making sure that they can assess their numbers. They're going to be able to bring in that 3rd guy to help them on this team fight. INZEM doing a good job putting out damage, making eUnited work for every inch in which they try to get on this map. But even with the damage output in which he had, his teammates aren't close enough to be able to help them in those close quarter battles. eUnited negates the damage with some quick revives. They're going to be able to lock in their opponent's home hill, and I think they're going to be content with the A hill and the C hill. They're just going to put their backs up against the wall. But Powerz with this retro knows that he put out enough damage to swap to the shotty to get an angle. Does Solurs stay alive here? Yeah, surely not.
I mean, you can already see the United players, Praized and Xplosive, backing off, trying to hold to maintain their position because they know that push was a possibility at the bottom half of the map, especially a flank coming through from TJ. He gets caught off guard there, gets lancered in the back, making Praized's job that much easier. Kenny gets another one as well. They're going to stagger out that death while going for that triple cap domination. 2 players on the hill, across for the backside coming through from Powerz. They have an opportunity to get the reset. A nice flash, but just a second, mere inches late. United's on the board.
Yeah, that was a beautiful way that eUnited kind of controlled that round and how they shifted their troops there towards the late game, because they win the battle at C, and at that point Powerz doesn't even need to rotate. He doesn't even need to get that kill down low. They can be content with the C hill and A hill and have a great setup. But Powerz knows that, hey man, if I can fight it, let me fight it. Once he gets that initial damage out and that player comes off the respawn, when that kill came through, they back up knowing that Hive had to push forward, knowing that Hive did not have any other opportunities once eUnited gave up C to rotate anywhere else, and the rest of the kills came easy for them. So eUnited, man, they was able to assess the situation perfectly. They locked that round in, and that was, like I said, it was a much needed one. We'll see if they can get it tied up 2-2 at the half. They are on their bad side, but we'll see if that makes a difference. 2-2 for both these squads.
United's going to have to win one on their bad side. Hive won one. They're going to have to figure out a way to win one of these with a disadvantage off of the start. But you see, they're going to go ahead and split in a 2-2, trying to get position on both sides of the map. But Hive kind of following suit. So early on in this one, what move do you think either one of these teams have to go ahead and make to get that upper hand?
Well, it just depends on which side you are. So Hive has the height advantage at the A hill, where these players can shoot down and make the play. But from here, they say, is, you know what? Defensive stance, it's going to be a lot easier to defend this home hill from this position than go on the offensive there towards the side of eUnited. So the offensive plays have to be made over here towards the tank. I love the ricochet here for player number 3 off the wall. Xplosive is not going to get caught with that one. Retro Lancer still a huge factor, but you see the quick dash from TJ to get across to be able to help in a 2v1. Flawless. He was there for his teammate in the exact amount of time he needed to be. So good job to Hive to be able to get that B hill. Now eUnited needs to push over here.
They got flashes. They got to frag grenade in Kenny's hands if he's going to use it. First elimination coming through. It's just going to be a trade for that position. Kenny going down. He has the frag grenades. That's a big elimination for the side of Hive. Now they have that 2v1 onto Xplosive. They find him. They take him out. Now it's going to continue as they try to take out Praized, but he gets one. They didn't get that elimination onto Xplosive. Almost making the play. It is going to be Praized, but he gets shut down. And like I said, it started with Kenny not able to utilize those frag grenades. So they were already in a bad spot before, and now they're fighting from the behind. They're going to have to figure out a way to make not one, but multiple plays to turn the tides on their side, and things are still not going their way. Powerz gets taken out. Kenny's in another 1v2 situation. He's going to fall. United, late in the game, they're going to need one big team fight and eliminate everybody.
It starts with this one, and Kenny lived too as well. So 3 members of eUnited in a striking position. No one's on top of their home hill. So it just comes down to them going forward as a unit. They didn't get a chance to cat B, but as you said, Jacob, now they just need to get that perfect play, that perfect push. The Swarm team will win in 50, and they're not letting up. Even though they went off of 1, they want to get the decap and see if they can get themselves another hill. They just need to get the decap on C as soon as they can. Finally do so. Now the pressure is all on eUnited.
Yep. And now it's just a decap before, but once you realize you have that condition under your belt, you go ahead and realize it's 2v1. You can continue on. Explosive, can he fall? And I think with both those players getting taken out, because Powerz can't be everywhere at once, especially if he's on respawn, that is going to be it. Hive, going into the half, they have a commanding 3-1 lead over eUnited.
And now they're about to head back on over towards their good side, and they're going to have more favorable rounds in the second half as well. Hive in a beautiful spot to close this one out. Look at the damage for their team. 3 players, 9K, just evenly spread it out. You know, Demise, he has some time to play catch up, but you know, I'm pretty sure he'll end up breaking that 9K damage barrier at some point. It's not even a barrier, just he'll join his teammates. But as we look at weapon placements, nades to the top portion of the map, shock grenades built up for both teams in the inner secondaries, and you saw the Botok being placed down on the top side there for Hive. They got a few rounds before they can build that up into anything. The fight for nades are going to be crucial. Who can get the initial quick pick on it, as you're going to see a passive 2v2 at the bottom portion of the map.
With the hills changing sides on the second half, it makes the strategy play out a little bit different. The focus isn't necessarily there onto the tank side as it once was. It shifts everything towards the top side, but I always talk about nerding out, throwing the perfect shock grenades towards the backside. Kenny is going to go ahead and toss one just a little bit too deep, but I love the attempt, the ingenuity coming out of eUnited.
Because that player gets stunned for even a second. I think he has to come off the cover because of the cringe, but you can still get a player towards the inside with an angle if you need to. Powerz with a nice back A there. He's staying in the fight. He gets 2, and now he can press forward. Trip cap domination coming through. 2v1 on top of the hill. INZEM gets there in the nick of time. Forces eUnited to have to recap the hill, but did he buy time for his teammates? Wow, I thought he did.
This is what you got to do if you're eUnited. You got to slowly stay in the game. I always talk about surviving not being enough. That's in those each particular rounds. And these moments, sometimes you shake off some of those losses. You got to have that pitcher's mentality to be able to continue on with the rest of the game. And that's something we know eUnited can do with the best of them. It's just a matter of, is it too late? You're already down 2-0 on maps, 3-2 overall rounds. You need to figure out a way to consistently begin to win these. Just surviving, like we said, into each of your individual rounds is not going to be enough. But staying alive long enough to build the momentum on your side is what you want to do.
All right, so let's see what type of strategy both these squads gonna open this round with. Hive is 1 placement away from getting their incendiary grenade. I know that's gonna be the round in which they really try to, at least they have to come away with that round win. Rather if it's for their 4th point or the last, it's a must-win round for them, since it'd be a misplacement, a mismatch for their opponent. Focused in this one, both squads, they brought that 3rd guy down low, and you're gonna see when it comes down towards Kenny and Solurs, they're gonna keep their eyes on each other, making sure that they got each other marked, and they know their location at all times. Solurs slips down. Does the eUnited want to do anything off this intel? They saw this mark from a mile away going for the capture, so they says, hey, well, let's push through and take our 3v2. Hive knew it was coming. The shock grenade was placed for the defense. One player will get caught out here towards the back, but multiple kills come through. The player in the back, it was INZEM. He got multiple downs. The nade got picked up. And now it's up to Powerz to keep this round alive. He needs to get to the E hill, but it's a 1v1 against Solurs, and he had the nades.
Oh no, it would look like indecisive play coming out from eUnited is going to cost them in the end. Powerz is doing what he can to try to keep his team alive, but he still needs the break. Triple cap domination sounding off. His teammates are going to go ahead and keep him in. Explosive does go down. Kenny falls as well, so it's up to Powerz yet again. The two Lancers coming through. Powerz trying to get the break. He goes down. He bought his team some time. Now it's up to Praized on the other side of the map. Another 1v2. He got the break to come through, but he doesn't get the trade. It's up to Explosive. They're trading off on the responsibility of keeping themselves alive, but I think that one's going to be hard. A nice flash. Kenny's going to reset it yet again. It's about keeping his opponents busy. He needs to get the reset. That one comes through. Kenny gets the trade on the down. Now they stayed alive long enough. They need an all-out war, all the eliminations to come through, and a triple neutralization.
Kenny did a fantastic job dodging shots there, moving up that back corner and really forcing his opponent to have to make a difficult play, but he got in and got the decap, and he keeps the eUnited alive for just a few more seconds. But what can they do with that? The score is stalled for Hive. They can do a lot with that. It's the eUnited we're talking about, okay, here, folks? They know how to make perfect plays, and in this moment, they can smell it. They see the opportunity. All four players in front of them, no one behind, but you will see player 8 dip away. I think INZEM, well, it was Kenny who heard him. It's going to be a battle against INZEM at the home hill. The home hill of Hive is being captured by eUnited. They're going to be able to lock in E as well. But Kenny versus Lenny. Who can get it done? INZEM with a flash to his right. Moves up. Gets a better advantage. Gets a great two-shot kill. But will it be enough for Hive in the final portions? He's able to bring 2 more players back. And with his team having numbers, Hive coming off the respawn, they cannot funnel into F alone. They need to spread out for multiple hills.
Yep. And I like that decision from Explosive. He knows he can't capture. It takes too long because if they lose this fight on this side of the map, it's over. Another player's going to trade in downs. Explosive's going to be there to get the revive.
Oh, wow.
That's an important fight on this side of the map. eUnited need to continue to get points up. You see Hive, they're sending 2 players towards this neutral hill, but they're sandwiching themselves. These players are getting crossed out. The only points going over to eUnited. You said it right. This is for the round. A big battle. Kenny needs to stay alive. Powerz falls. Explosive doing what he can from afar, but Kenny goes down. The hill is now being captured. It's up to Explosive. He's going to get taken out. Praized keeps him alive, but that's only one hill. He can't stop. It's not over just yet.
As he's Praized trying to dash to E, he's going to be met with 1 player towards the center. Demise backs up with a Lancer out. The nade was tagged on the hill. It's taken out. A flash to the top. Solurs pushes past, but he can't push past both those players. eUnited finds another kill. Hive cannot find a hill in the late game. 4 points needed. eUnited knows how to make a perfect play. And off the back of Kenny's decap at the home hill, eUnited fights forward. They tie it up 3-3. And this series ain't over yet.
4 minutes and 18 seconds. You feel old yet? I feel like I aged years with the amount of stress, with the amount of action Hive must be going through. And those are one of those moments, Blaze. Hive is either going to step up here, regain control of this matchup, or eUnited will topple over, continue to take Vasgar and force the game number 4.
Man, oh man. INZEM with 17K in his lobby. He may be dropping 20 before this map is over. The rest of eUnited, Powerz leading the charge. Explosive and Kenny, they're close, not close where they're close behind. Praized, the bottom damage dealer. But in the end, man, it's a team effort. This would that last round was that the round that they had the incendiary grenade that they hit? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
that was.
Yeah, they had to, boy. That was it. I told y'all, Chad, they had to get it done. But here we go. It's spread out into another 2-2. The play is at nades. And with Hive getting just a little bit closer, they don't have the right utility to be able to get in there and quick pick them nades just yet. So this fight on this side of the map is going to slow down a bit. Where are you making a play at, Jacob?
Honestly, with the way this one is kind of played out, you got to figure out a way for eUnited to attack this E hill. You have some shock grenades, but it comes down to putting that perfectly towards the backside. I've seen so many teams time and time again get it a little bit too far. It has to be perfect. Kenny just chucking that one out. He's going to go for the frag grenades as well. He just bought himself enough time. They're getting pushed back, and they're going to get the lead early on for eUnited, forcing Hive to make some sort of play towards the low side. So it's going to be trade-off on the hills. Hive is figuring a way to keep this one even.
Yeah, Hive now. They got the setup that they want with their backs against the wall. Both hills between them. They have the advantageous height position here with the D hill. They can look down low across that F, helping this fight as well. eUnited with nades. One goes short. They may pay for it because the splash damage gets explosive. It comes back and the line got choked up. Just a terrible nade. It needed to go there towards the back end. That's why that push doesn't come through. Now Hive is feeling comfortable.
Cap domination sounding off. How many times can you make a play like this happen? Explosive doing a good job of staying alive this time. Chain revives coming through. They're not out just yet. They even get the capture to keep this one respectable. It's the eliminations, the trading to fight back that they absolutely need. Kenny gets tossed, back to respawn. Demise got to flank as well, so this is shortly looking like it's going to come to an end for eUnited, but Powerz figuring out a way to get all the way through. He's going to keep this one going yet again.
Oh, boy. eUnited find a way to keep this round alive, forcing Hive to have to make the perfect play. You can't have tunnel vision against eUnited. You got to keep all your lanes covered and not get too overzealous going from hill to hill, thinking that the domination is going to be easy. Got to keep track of these players on the map. So eUnited, they brought themselves a little bit more time, but they need one more hill. They're going to get a 2v2 at D, and it's going to be in a 2v2 at F at the same time. A simultaneous fight that needs to break out in the next 6 seconds. The flash does not get a stun. Kenny makes it up once again. The shock blocks off the decap point. They do win the battle at F. They find themselves a few more. It's not enough. Not enough. The battle isn't won at D. Hive gets the map point.
Made Kenny go bye-bye right there at the very end of that one. Like I said, how many times can you make miracles happen? eUnited granted one. Even though they fought hard for that miracle, it was still granted to them in the end by the Gears gods. Now, series and map point for Hive. One step away from 3-0ing eUnited. You got to think, what does that do to the mental of Hive kind of the rest of the season? Like I said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. On the side of eUnited, though, back-to-back 3-0 losses. That's got to be devastating, not only for the players, but fans, the organization themselves.
Yeah, it is going to be a little bit devastating for them. Just, you go from having a perfect record to, I think, what is it, 12 on map counts, is soon to be 0-6 over these last few days. Every map close. Fighting down towards the end, but just not coming together for you the way that it needs to. But folks, it's not over with just yet. eUnited fighting in this round. They trying to save Explosive in the middle, and that's how you do it. Praized gets one in the melee for the second. Sees the player behind him. Kenny joins the fray in the close quarters battles to get the revive there. He was always a part of the battle, but now closer to his teammates on top of his opponent's home hill, right where he wants to be. Can eUnited get the other hill? They're going to play it defensively. They're going to back up. They're going to force Hive to have to work for this home hill back. But with Powerz getting that kill, eUnited knows that they can work their numbers, and he gets 2. Powerz quickly on the flank. Praized there for the capture. It's only a matter of time. Hive needs to move forward. But with the Lancers of Explosive and Kenny and Powerz behind you, it's only a matter of time, but they find a way to get 1 kill. Can they quickly get a second? The respawn players of Hive has joined the battle, and they will be able to help pick up multiple kills and push back eUnited. Hive, they're going to survive that scary situation, but will they thrive?
That was just a very high risk, high reward play for Powerz, and it just did not work out for them. And it really cost them in the end, because you saw, I think it was both Praized and Kenny waiting for that flank for Powerz to come through. They were trying to pinch them, sandwich them in the end, but that freshly respawned player is that thorn in the side, made it all crumble down on the side of eUnited, but they're still maintaining that hill control. They have the lead, a down on to Praized, but Powerz is the hero, and they are not stopping just yet. 3 players from eUnited going for that third and final hill. Luckily for Hive, TJ is going to go ahead and get the break on one. It looks like an extension from Demise as well to get the break on the other. It's only 1 hill in the hands of eUnited, but that's all they need this late in the game.
Yeah, and Demise knows he's going to get spawned behind in a second. And then, whoa, Mr. Krabs! Mr. Krabs! Mr. Krabs! Hi! 3-0 victory! They take map number 3 and lock in this series! You blink and you miss it, but Hive, it was quick on objective play there in that last round to really lock this one up. Congrats to them. Woo! 22k damage for INZEM.
That's just a weight off of INZEM's chest. I didn't drop 22k for nothing. I was looking for some 20 bombs today. I think INZEM, I don't know what the stats is. Goalie's probably going to have his work cut out from the rest of the split with a new stat included. But who is going to be the highest damage player throughout the regular season in a single game? It's got to be a Control. It's got to be an Escalation. And right now, it's got to be INZEM as the front runner.
Hey, it really has to be, okay? INZEM throughout this entire series of 3 maps showed why he is who he is, okay? I love the damage dealt stat, folks, and it cannot be denied who the best player was in this lobby amongst the 8. It was him, and he was a big portion of why Hive did come out away with this victory. But man, it was not close whatsoever. eUnited, they were in this series every single map. It's just that they couldn't close it out. Actually, you know what? This eUnited can never get an early lead. Not in the first Control. Now, I guess they kind of had the first heal, but after the first few heals, 3 heals, I want to say they were playing down behind. They were down 4-1 in Execution, and then they were down 3-1 here in Escalation. Just starting off slow, forced to come from behind, make great plays, but just not enough time.
Yeah, I was doing a good job. I don't know if they were actually looking for these eliminations the way they were, but they were doing a good job of taking out the power weapon players when eUnited did have them. But overall, you got to think on the side of eUnited, 2 back-to-back 3-0, 6 straight map losses after such an amazing start to the season. On the side of Hive, like I said, a big win like this, that could do something to you mentally, begin to click together, begin to figure out how things are working with this squad, and propel yourself to the top of Gears Esports.
Yeah, man, because what a series this one was here. Hive, this was a big win for them. And you know what? The chat got bamboozled too as well. Chat, I just watched you guys because the chat died for about 5 seconds. And it doesn't die at all. And they were like, what? What the hell just happened? Oh, what a map. What a map. What a map. And tough loss for eUnited, but Hive needs to take this victory and they need to build off of it as well. You know, because I think this is the squad that becomes better than that team that was at the mid-split playoffs. And with victories like this, that's how you get it done. That's how you start to build that confidence.
Yep. No, I agree with you. Right now, just Hive needs to figure out a way to take this 3-0 victory. Like it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy by any means, but they need to figure out a way to continue to look forward. On the